Hey all my friends, how you guys doing out there today? I wanted to bring you along for putting the these 2 pages down. After you have done all your pieces, and you know, I did tell you you had to put your double-sided tape. Well, I've taken the double-sided tape off, but before I did anything, I added my lace to in front of my waves there. And because I'm going to be laying it on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and just use my Fabri-Tac. And you know me, I don't like really putting it on the glue, but I will put it on the tape, the double-sided tape, but I will put it everywhere else. There's a little spot right there that could use some extra, and I think that's about it. Everything else is pretty well done. Okay. Gonna set it up. I think, oh, okay, that's good. There we go. A little too much right there. Just rub it off. Alright, so I have the outside down. Let's go ahead and open these up and let's burnish. And I want to make sure that tape is all down. Okay, now let's do this side. Alright, I think that's pretty good there. Just put this back down, and it looks much better now that it is glued down. This spreads out just the way I was hoping it would. Make sure I'm not gluing any of my other pages together. Yeah, I'm very happy with that one. It turned out really nice. And like I said, I may come back and do at least the top 2. I don't know. Don't know. And then on this one, I did not leave enough room in order for it to go around my base sheet. So I widened one side just a little bit. And so instead of trying to cut a little piece of paper that was going to fit, I just decided to put one of the cogs with the picture of the mermaid. I tied a knot on this side and just letting that dangle. And then I brought the other side across on tape. On Fabri-Tac, and I have let this dry. I think this is still a little damp because I did really put a bunch of glue on there. But in order to flip this around, I do want to go ahead and close up. Let's just make sure I've got this on correctly, nicely. Let's see. Get it on a little flatter surface to work. Okay, So there's that. Now, for this piece, I let that dry specifically because now I want to untwist this. I'm going to go ahead and cut it a little shorter. Leave about 1 inch. Then I want to take, let's just take a little piece of this 1-inch tape. And lay it right like that. Take the cover off. Now I'm going to unwrap this and just try and lay everything as flat as I can get it. Okay, so there we go. So it's glued down to here, and then I just put some double-sided tape. I don't know if I had you in camera or not, so I do apologize. And then stuck that down on double-sided tape. Okay. So now this is ready to go here. And since I have my Fabri-Tac out, looks like I did not ink. And I am not sure that I really have much more ink in here. It looks like it's juicy, but it is getting harder and harder to get that white off of there. Maybe because my sponge is tired. You know me, I want to have that same sponge for the whole project. Stinker pot. And there. Okay, that's a little better finish to it. All right. Now when I've got this, I do make sure I put some Fabri-Tac on it as well, because the double-sided tape's got it held against the paper, but then there's no glue on the other side of it. So add some glue to that piece. And I took this one to line up with the edge of the paper, so that all you'll see is the wave. Okay. Just keep working it. Actually, it needs to come down just a little bit. And boy, was I able to, I love the Fabri-Tac for that. Just for that reason, you can maneuver your paper just a little longer than you can with, well, quite a bit longer actually than okay. Oh, that just keeps moving. That's very aggravating. Very aggravating. Because I know I'm not pulling it down. That's just... Oh, but it's so hard to build these on top of other pages. I just don't like having to do this. But with having only a certain amount of space, you do have to, you know, be careful. Okay, but look how nice this is. It still will close, put it this way, it still will close, you know, in like this. So we only have the center and the rest of this. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Because it really can't go much more than just straight. So... I am trying to be very thoughtful in what I'm putting that might add bulk, but then at the same time it's like, you know, you got to have these elements because they're just so pretty. They're just so pretty. Now this is a big, simple pocket. And here we do have a 1/2 inch to play with. But it's not like I really need any more bulk, especially going this way. This way lays down just lovely, but there's nothing on it either. So, we'll see. So, let me figure out what I'm going to do with this, and I'll be back. Hey all my friends, welcome back. Okay, so now we're working on the next 2 pages, and what you're going to need, if you're following me step by step, is this section out of this page. So that's on the 12 by 12. If you have the 8 by 8, you probably will use just about the whole thing. This is 6 3/4, but you can use just about the whole thing on the 8 by 8. Maybe this with one of the you know, boxes with the verbiage in it. You're going to need the ocean from the pack if you have the die cuts. And this is one of the flips we made in the build. Quite honestly, I don't remember what all I had these flaps for, but I think I did have a flap to go over this pocket. And we're going to need at least one 8.5 by 11 sheet. Okay, so so I cut this out. Of course, I didn't ink it. That would be way too, you know, thoughtful on my behalf. It has been a long day today. Worked in my shop for a couple hours, and my husband and I are trying to design our own backyard space, so we've been constantly tossing ideas around and looking stuff up and just trying to figure out. I gotta straighten this up. It's just not quite straight. There we go. So yeah, it's just been one of those days. My son came over and he hung all my pictures that I've been hanging for a month, maybe. I've been asking them. They still have 2 more things to do. And he says, Mom, I'll come back tomorrow and do it. And I'm like, thank you. I'm so excited. The one big one is I finally found a shelf for in my bathroom, because we have a master bath, but this is a 1960s house, and for those of you who have ever lived in a 1960 built house, the master bath has got a shower, a commode, and a sink, and there's not much more room than that. I mean, you don't even have room for like a little magazine rack or, you know, nothing. You don't even want to put one of those toilet paper holders that has the toilet paper on the top and then a few stacked up. No. And we have 2 drawers and 1 little cabinet, and then a cabinet above. What do you call those? Medicine cabinet type things. And, you know, so, and it's not a huge sink top. We do have the 4 corners around the sink that we put things, and believe me, we put things. So to get this shelf is going to be really special. So I am very happy. They built it today, and then they're going to put it up tomorrow. So I'm very tickled with that. And it wasn't very expensive. It was like less than $25, I think, on Amazon. But it was just, it's pipe and wood, and that's kind of what, we don't really have it in that bathroom yet, but I am going to get that bathroom done up a little nicer than it is. I'm not looking to expand it or anything. We can get in there together and kind of elbow each other. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and take off all the way across this way, leaving myself a little bit. And like I said, this is 6 7/8 if you want to do it exact. I'm 6 3/4. So it's going to be between 6 7/8 and 7 when I cut it. So the whole thing will be that size. So let me get this cut, and hopefully I will do a very nice job. Alright, let's see. Oh, very nice. Very nice job. As my mother would say. Oh, that was a very nice job. Okay, before I go any further, however, I want to have this ocean sign, you know, somewhere in this vicinity, and then it's going to be my closure. So first off, I'm going to need a rather large brad because that is a rather large hole. There is a way around that if you don't have a large brad. I'm looking for my tool here. Get these little connector pieces off of there. You just don't want to, if you get it on the top, you will scrape the paper off. So, you know, if it's still got a little bump at the top, not a whole lot I can do about that. I try. Do the best I can with what I got to work with. But that is another reason that I don't always like getting these. But these were in a subscription box that I was getting. I want to say, I think it was Photobella that I was getting the subscription box from, who I think now has closed. Such a shame. I really liked her stuff, and she always had nice prices. Anyway, so if you don't have a large enough, just stick yourself a piece of cardstock on the back side, glue it down, you know, maybe glue it on the whole thing, however you want to do it, and then you can put the brad through that, and that will hold it, and it will still allow it to turn. I'm pretty sure it will allow it to turn because the brad will be on the other side of the paper, so it should still turn. Anywho, so before I do this, I need to know what paper I'm putting on my pocket. That's where I was trying to get at. Let's see, is this wide enough for the pocket? No, it's not. I always try and look at my cut pieces first to see if there's anything that I can use. Now, I do have this piece, and then there doesn't leave much left that I could possibly do one of these strips. Let's see. I don't want another orange strip, but I wouldn't mind another seahorse strip. Oh, excuse me. So we can do the seahorse strip and then cut that down, but now I don't really like the orange with that. And we have that. See, here is the piece, corresponding piece. So, you know, you could like cut these two and then just cut that off wherever you want it. You can make it much wider. I think you could. You'd end up having to cut part of the whichever one you would want. You could even do just right at the C and do that and have it just about at the same. You have to cut just a little bit off the bottom, but then you'd have whole pictures, plus you'd have the C. So that would be pretty too. Just an FYI for those of you who... Okay, let's see. I do have some other pieces here. This one, however, is this way. And that has a dome-like shapeage to it. So I could do, but I don't really like that either. I don't mind the blue right there. I just kind of wish I had all blue right there. Okay, what about, I could do the blue and then have this here. And then this would lay down right about there. I think it's back a little bit. Because where's my ocean? There it is. Do I like the ocean on that? And then it's going to flip up and, you know, set just like that. Yeah. I actually think I like that one. Okay, so let's go for it. I do have this one, however. What's on this side? The Jello. I think I'm sticking with the blue. Just make a decision, Lisa, and move on. Move on. Probably was trying to save those for this, though. Tweren't I? Tweren't I? What's this one? Oh, those are already cut. So, I wonder, wait a minute. If I put this here, and this here, do I like that? And then all I'd need is a little strip of something there, which I could put my little seahorse right there. That's really, really a very wild paper. And unfortunately, this one is going the wrong direction. Because that kind of does matter to me. Kind of does. Well, well, well. So I could be back to this orange. I just don't like that with that. Okay. About the polka dots. Isn't this horrible? See, it happens to everybody. You're like, what do I want? Do I just want to use that, maybe? You know, I haven't really used a lot of just this one, so I think I will. I think I'm going to go with the mermaids. And these guys. Okay. So let me go ahead, and then I'm going to do something a little different to, I wonder if I cut that off, I don't really have enough. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is get myself, here, I think this is enough here. Yeah, because I need to build some stuff on this. So keep following me along, guys, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. Pencil. Cut this just like you're going to mat your pocket, okay? Just a simple mat job. Okay, and then right there. Okay, throw that away. Oh, my grandson's lovely artwork. Okay, so I've got several things going on here. First off, I don't want just a partial woman. I don't like when it does that. So I am going to cut one of these off because it's too long. So now I have all, you know, even with the women. However, let's find I wonder if just a little polka dot on each side would be cute. Just a little polka dot on each side would be very cute. Okay, so I'm actually going to cut off, and I want a whole row of whole polka dots. I mean, when you're going to be that picky about what you got on your paper, you might as well be that picky about what you got on your paper. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there's one. And there's two. Now I'm hoping that this is enough. So, let's lay this down. Lay this next to it. And then lay this down. And voila. Yes. Okay, that's perfect. All right, and then we will do this sheet with them going this way because I like these orange stripes. They're all the same. So that's what I'm going to do because I don't think I want it to go this way. That makes it way too busy. Just so you know, you can do it whichever way you want to do it. But I just think that makes it a little too busy. All right. So just going to use where it's going to be just as long or just as wide as this strip with all of our ladies, all our mermaid, lady mermaid. Are men mermaid called something different than female mermaids? I don't know that I'm up on mermaid etiquette. So is a man going to be a mermaid too? Or is he a merman? I don't know. Somebody got to tell me so I know what the proper sayings are for women and men. I mean, you know, I'm sure we have to be politically correct, right? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm sure there's several of you out there that are up on the lore of the mermaid. And I would love to hear what it is. I don't know. Merman sounds like it would probably work just fine. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with one of these down. And I don't need my Fabri-Tac. Get my art glitter out. You guys know that's pretty much all I've used. I've tried the Barely Art glue, and I don't have anything really against it. I don't know that there's a big difference in price. I honestly can't remember when I bought that what it was. But I know with the Barely Art glue that you can get it, you can get it all year long. It can freeze, whatever is in the art glitter glue, if it freezes, the glue stops working. It breaks it down or something. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I just know that they don't ship it in the winter. So, if you guys are getting low on your Gart glitter glue, you may want to think about ordering some. Now, I know that they have it on Amazon, but if you want to support, you know, some of the Etsy stores that carry it, I don't carry it. But if you want to support one of the Etsy stores or Country Craft Creations, I know she carries it. There we go. And then I'll just have a teeny bit on this side to cut off, which will be just fine, cause it will be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it this way, and there we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh, it's not enough. I'm not even going to mess with it. Alrighty. So there is that. And then I want to cut this. And I'm just going to butt it right up against. And I could just glue it down and cut it off. I mean, how easy is that? No measuring, no marking, no nothing. Just put it down and cut that sucker off. Okay. I think this little guy here was Banana Friend. The Banana Friend guy or something like that. I don't know. It was some YouTube channel that he watches. And when we go down to Florida, I think we're going again in October, we actually get to, we're going to be staying at my daughter's house, and they live in an unrestricted neighborhood, so we can park the RV there. And so that will be really very, very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Because up to this point, we'd been staying at a, you know, a state park and those aren't cheap to stay at. I mean, the state parks are relatively inexpensive, but if you stay for 2 weeks, it's about $400 to $500, somewhere in there. So, you know, not super cheap. Not super cheap. I am gonna just take off a smidge because there. Okay. And then I'm just gonna cut right along the edge of the white paper. And then we'll ink it. And then we're going to put, the whole reason why I did this is because I have to put my closure. And I couldn't put it through both sheets and have it come out this side. Well, I could have, but that would have lost me some of my pocket area. So, yeah, so I want to put it on this before I glue it all down, so I know that that it will be secure. All right, that my little pieces, this back over with my bigger pieces. Okay, so now I want this to not be centered because, let me pull this back. I already have this eyelet right here. So I don't want to put this right here and add to that bulk. So I'm going to put it out into, you know, up here into this area. And then when it flips down, this needs to be able to be clear. So let me put a mark here and see what happens with what length I have left. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up on my one line that I have. There we go. Alright, so then we're going to fold this down and burnish. Okay, bring our pocket back. Slide this in. Okay, so that is going to be way too long. Yeah, so I need it to be about like that. So I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut about 1 inch off. I'm going to cut about 1 inch off. Now let's see where that puts me. I don't know, it seems like I'm having some issue here. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Just kind of got to get it centrally located. That's still a little too long. So why don't I, instead of continuously cutting it off, because then it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and this is 6 inches, so you will be able to get a 4x6, even maybe, you know, by cutting one down, because this is 7 inches by 6 inches. So you could get two 4x6, or one 3x6 and one 4x6, something like that. So let's try, if I took another inch off. Oh, okay, so I lost my little goober nut because it's saying it's not being charged, but it is. Oh, and then I moved you. Boy, I am having some technical difficulties tonight. There we go. Let's add okay, let's make this come right here. Let's make this, let's do it this way. Let's make this come right here to about here. And then if I place that there, that's going to make that too long. Okay. So I need about half of that. Let's just eyeball it. So I'm putting on another 3/4 of an inch basically. Just going to line that up. and put the score in. And make sure your scoring is straight. Get my little pencil mark off of there. Alright. So now, that is going to be very good. Yeah. So that'll be very good. Now the other thing I want to do is I do need to put some paper here. So, would I like the blue there? See, this is going to be here. I don't know if I'd like the blue. I really don't know if I'd like that blue or not. It's a little different. No, I'm thinking it needs to be an orange or a green. Let me... Okay, that is the little one, the 8x8 one. And then here's this. Oh, that has to go that way. Ugh! Okay. Let's do this one. All right. I don't know. I love this one, but this one I think looks better. We're going to go thick enough to get into the pocket. And I do believe this pocket's a little crooked. But we just kind of ignore that and do our own thing. This isn't on yet, guys, so... Okay, let me cut this off. Alright, and then let me cut this off. Alright, so I have a piece of that, a piece of this, and that, which is, oh, throwing things away that aren't supposed to be thrown away. Okay. And then I need this to go about a 1/2 inch under, and I want it to come up over the edge. No, I want it to come right to the edge because I'm going to put the sequins on this one. So let's just make a mark right where I want to cut this. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's ink. I'm trying not to do this over my work because, you know, all the little bits and pieces are coming off. I didn't really check this, but I think I did alright. We'll find out though, won't we? Especially when we wait to put the glue on. Okay. Right up along the edge, and it needed to come up this way just a little bit more. Okay, it's down. That's the art glitter glue for you. Okay, and then on this, I want to put this over as far as I can. Let me see. I think I want to do a gold one. Where do I have my gold? Here it is. I have some huge ones. I do have some well, they're stars. They're not starfishes, they're stars, but I don't know. Maybe most everything I've done, let's see, like this one is silver. That's gold there. So it really doesn't matter. That's silver. Those are old gold. And I think there's one on here, and that's a bronzy old gold look. Okay. So, oh, that's black. I don't really have light. I know. I don't have this light on. Woohoo! Now I can see. Well, I'll get out. Some of these are just going to be way too bulky. Let me see what this looks like. Grab one of them out of here somehow. Yeah, there's a little star. I think that's going to be cute. I'm not using it a lot, you know, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I think I'll put it up here, but if I put it there, open it up, the page is going to be open anyway, so I think it will be fine. I still don't have my other. I also think I am going to take just a little scrap and tell you, just like I did, just like I told you about gluing this down. Let me see if this will go. Yeah. So I am going to put a piece of this cardstock back underneath so that the brad doesn't move around a lot. And I'm going to just do another piece. Okay, glue. So I have two pieces. Cut around edges here. Now put some glue on this. Place it down, and now we're going to let that dry. Before we poke a hole in that, we're going to let it dry. So over here, well, let's go ahead and put this flap on. And I do want to have this flap also get caught with this. So I am going to have to make sure I put the flap down far enough. But if I put the flap there, it will catch it. But will my book, I'm just going to flip this right here and lay it for a second. I want to get my book in here. And then bring this back up with a little edge. And then bring this here. So yes, it will catch both. And that'll be good. And I like that I can see the little edge underneath this piece. Yeah, cool beans. Okay, so I do need to come up with more paper, but you know, the paper's the easy part. It's getting all this figured out and put together that that takes a while. I am going to, I wish I, well, what can I do? I could probably, no, because it's stem to stern. So, I'm going to glue it down and we will find some strip to put along there. That's all there is to it. And I am going to just snip off a little bit so that you can't see it from the outside of the paper that gets glued down. Oops. Oh, good Lord. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Okay. So I'm leaving, and the main reason I'm leaving a little bit of an edge all along here is because I have to put my, there we go. I have to put my sequins down. So if I don't get my sequins down, you know, it's just not going to work very well. All right, here's my ocean sign. I'm going to place, just going to put a hole right in the center, best I can. Ooh, big hole. Okay. It's still a little wet. It'd be better for you to wait until it dries. But now I'm going to slide that through there and down into this piece. And that is going to allow this to turn nice and easily. I'm going to actually turn the star so that the legs there we go. Yep, see we still, the only thing is it turns that, but it won't. Huh. There we go. If I hold on to that, yes, it will. I'm going to put some double-sided tape down on the legs of the brad. And then that's just going to let the ocean sign turn and not the star. That's what we want. Okay. I do have, where is that little strip? This one will totally work. Yeah, that will totally work. And let's just get it the same length. And let me see if I can cut it straight. Hallelujah. I do believe. I do believe. Ink it. Ink, ink, ink. I'm trying not to forget to ink anything. Every once in a while. I keep looking up at my phone to see how far along we are, and then I remember, oh yeah, it died, so you guys don't get to see me, which is no huge loss because I'm not, I didn't get all shiny and prettied up for you. We're at 45 minutes. I know somebody the other day said, that was an hour-long video and you got one page done. And it's like, these things don't just poof and get built. I mean, there's a lot of work goes into these. And yeah, it can take you an hour to 2 hours to do one page, for sure. For sure. So, yeah, it's like if you're going to do one of these, you don't get in a rush. If you get in a rush, you usually don't do a great job. I don't, anyway. Some people can. I did do a kid's baby album in 1 week. I didn't get much sleep. It was adorable, but I didn't get much sleep at all. I was exhausted. It took me like a week to recoup. But I did have a few things. I had the page builds basically done. I didn't do it on video, so. Oh, geez, that got a little wiggly, like the ocean was waving my arm around. Okay, now I want to make sure that I have this high enough where I can open my flap without any problem. Yeah, and it needs to be up so that you can see it. And then we'll let that dry. Yeah, good. We'll let that dry. And we're going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to take my double-sided sticky tape backing off. And let's get this sucker glued. Oh, I didn't ink it. That white piece of paper underneath there, you don't want that showing. All right, now let's try this again. Oh, it's so much nicer working on this side than on that side. All right. So, my little booklet is somewhere right here. Okay, so here's my little booklet. Going to go in there. And that you'll be able to get a 4x6 here and a 4x6 here, or a 4x6 and then something smaller. So turn our ocean that way and close these. There we go. All right, but for some reason, one side is just not going down very well. I don't know what it is. Always something, guys. Some of my glue must have gotten stuck. It just doesn't feel like it when I'm putting something down in there. Okay, so now all we got to do is figure out what we're going to do on here. And so then that page is done. This page, let's see what it looks like. Oops, let me pull this back in here. Isn't that so cute? I am just loving it. All the different colors, it's so pretty. I've got little wisps of things coming out. I am going to cut that off. But you can see the lace, you can see the sequins in spots. They're not all like bam in your face because there's other things that are covering them. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's fun. It's a fun, whimsical take, I think. As whimsical as I get. Here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this piece here. And then I think I'm just going to, like, here is a writing card. And I might put a piece of, did I have, see I have a piece of this. So I could put a piece of that there. I could put a writing card somewhere. So I'm just going to collage this page, but I am going to use this image. So that will be pretty. Yeah. So yeah, that's because I want some nice journaling space. Now she is up as far as I could cut this down a little bit because you can write all on that, and then just get a piece here that would be, well, let's see, that's one of the cards, and a strip. And I'm sure there's one of the cards that goes sideways or something. So yeah, that is probably all I'm going to do with that side. So we have our flap, which I've got to cover both front and back. I've got to add another piece of paper here, and then the rest of it is going to remain blank. And then it just slides right down in. I don't know why one side is going down a little further than the other. It makes no sense to me, but it is. And then we close our ocean. And I like having the ocean on the front. I don't know. I might could do her there. But then I have this big piece too. That's an awful lot of the you know, the big focal points on one page. So that's why I thought I would be doing this here. I could even do that. I could put this like this, and then put that there, and put a card down. So let me So like that and like that. And of course the card though would come up over the top. And then I could just use some of this lighter, you know, just like that. I could even do this here, which I think would be prettier than that creamier color, and then use another piece of it here. Yeah, I really am enjoying having this watercolored paper. So that's what I'll do with this one, is I'm going to use some of that watercolored paper, and I'll show it to you next time I come back. And then I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to do here. So other than that, you've got the build down, and I don't know, this is folded at 5 3/8, and then the front part is 4 5/8. So there's that size for you. And I don't know if I gave you this size. So it's a 5 1/2 piece, and then the 1/2 inch cut, scored. And then, of course, it's a little bit smaller than our base page, which, if I remember correctly, is 7 1/2. Okay, guys, that is it. Oops, for this time. And we're moving right along. We are moving. I've still got to put a tag in there. I love my little frames, and we've got tags to do. So this is done. So now I have the back of page 3 and the front of page 4, and then I've got the 2 pocket waterfall pocket, and then I have another flap and a pocket here. And then this will probably just be for pictures. It'll probably just be, you know, all the different little pieces that I have. And then I'm going to put a big pocket on the back. And again, nothing on the front. So we are almost there, guys. Almost there. And it is still looking good. And then we'll get back on the box. Yep. Gonna get back on that box. Back on that soap wagon. Alright, guys. Till next time. I hope everybody is kind. Be kind to all. I'm crooked again. I'm going to have to tighten that up. Be kind to people, you know, on Facebook. If you don't like it, just move along. Just go, oh, yeah, I don't like that. Because, you know, not everybody likes the same things. But you don't have to, don't be mean to anybody. Just be friendly. We have such a wonderful community with our little, well, it's not little, but, you know, with our crafting community people. They're for the most part, they're just wonderful. And I also hope that you are making something you love. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Sorry about my little box disappearing. You'll get to see me next time. Bye!